Priyanka Chopra from me, Hrishi K, and everybody who's listening and watching. Wonderful to see you.
So good to see you. How are you?
Very well. The fact that, humor is a wonderful way to get through pain. I mean, that is really exemplified by The Sky is Pink. Does that resonate in your life too? Through all the trials and tribulations, have you used humor as a crutch is a wrong word, but to get through stuff?
I mean, not consciously probably, but whenever humor does happen to be in my life, it always makes it easier. My father used to do that very much. He used to laugh through everything, and it somehow became his coping mechanism and hence ours. So I've really adopted it. My husband's like that. We laugh through things, and whenever it's stressful as well. My mom's like that. So I think I've had those influences, but I've never consciously used it.
Why is it called The Sky is Pink? Is there a reference in their lives, in the film? Would you just lead us through that, please?
So the title, trust me, we looked for many other titles for this movie, but the philosophy of the film and the family that we're playing, so this is based on a real life family, and there was an incident when Aditi was in London for the treatment of her daughter, and her son called her up. He was 4 years old, and her son called her up and said that the art teacher put him in a corner because he painted the sky pink, and he said, "Mummy, sky to pink hi hota hai na?" And Aditi took it to heart, and she was like, "You'll never let anyone tell you what the color of your sky is. You will make your sky what you want." And I think the philosophy of that is so beautiful. Ki don't ever let anyone else dictate your choices. You should be whatever you want your desires to be. It should be yours. And so hence we couldn't change the name of the film, because that was just, the whole film lends itself to that. Ki even if you don't live long, you live big.
That's beautiful. Now, it's obvious that you didn't have to do a Mary Com in this one. You didn't have to go and get into the protagonist or the parts' life, their house and things like that. But what was it like when you met her for the first time, the lady you're playing? What was that? What were the words that were exchanged?
When I met Aditi for the first time, I went to London because they live abroad. And I haven't experienced motherhood, so I needed to understand from her what her feelings were like with her children and why she chose the choices that she did. So I depended a lot on Shonali and her. But when I first met Aditi, I think I just wanted to, sort of embody her presence. Because unlike Mary, where I didn't look like Mary Com either, right? But I needed to embody her spirit. I needed to embody how she lives life. So I try and do the same thing whenever I play a real life character. So I wanted to understand her energy, how she walks, how she talks, how she likes to be, what she thinks, what are the things that drive her. Aditi's feisty, fierce. She's very protective about her family. She's shy at the same time. She's vulnerable but strong. And I love those complexities. So I wanted to bring those complexities to my Aditi.
Well, a lot of us deal with pain in different ways, and it kind of changes us. But I find Shonali Bose to be really extraordinary. I mean, I did an interview with her during Margarita. I mean, unfortunately, we haven't chatted on this one. And, the fact that she is the way she is just remarkable. Meeting such people must really make so much sense to you at the stage of life that you're in. How much have you evolved meeting somebody like Shonali?
I just love Shonali's perspective on life. She lost a child when her son was 16. But her perspective on life is just so positive and energetic and happy, and she's embracive of life. And I think we forget that in everyday life. How to just embrace it. We always wait for tomorrow. I'll have fun tomorrow. But you have to have fun today. And it's something I didn't do all through my 20s. I just worked, and I didn't enjoy the work that I did. When I got into my 30s is when I started realizing, and maybe that's, getting older or whatever, I don't know. But in my 30s, I realized that I really love life, and I want every day to be fun. I want the people who meet me to have fun. I want the people that are around me to have a joyous experience. I want to just spread laughter and love and joy. And as an entertainer, I have the ability to do that. So I guess I've embraced that, and it got stronger after meeting Shonali.
I heard you say somewhere that you hadn't even met Nick before this film started. Mm-hmm. So will this film go down in your collective consciousness as the film that went side by side with your wonderful relationship which led to marriage? I mean, is that another reason why it's special?
I guess it is, but I had met Nick. I had not started dating him. I committed to the film in January and I started dating him only in June. So my commitment to the film came first before my husband. But yes, you know, our relationship, our courtship, our marriage, everything happened through this movie. Nick's been on set, he knows everyone. He was there while I was filming it, you know, getting all the preparations for the wedding done so that I could focus on my work. So yeah, this will always be the one that sort of was around when my chapter shifted, when I, you know, moved into this next innings.
You had a room where you were doing costume trials and food testing for the wedding. How cool is that?
Yeah. On set, the producers made a separate room for me where all my wedding people could come and sit, like the wedding planners, the approvals, kapde, tablecloths, all of these things. Because I'm very particular and I'm like, I like to get into every single thing. Before Nick came, I was doing all of that. It was really funny.
So my favorite Nick song is Home from Ferdinand. What's your favorite Nick or Jonas Brothers song and why? Why is it special to you?
I did not know much of the Jonas Brothers music until I discovered Nick. My favorite Nick song is Close. I love that song. My favorite Jonas Brothers song, besides Sucker, I'm a little biased to it, is because obviously I was in it and it happened during us, is I Believe, because he wrote it for me and it was right before our wedding and it was really sweet.
Your sister Pariniti was telling me she has an out-of-body experience when she's sitting with the Jonases. In particular, she feels as though she's part of Game of Thrones. How's that aspect?
She hasn't told me that. She's told you that, Hrishi. She didn't tell me. But that's funny. Next time I'm going to put her in an outfit and do da-da-da-da-da-da-da when she walks in.
You know the U2's coming into town. Have you ever heard U2? I mean, as a kid or later, I know you were always into the hip-hop and R&B vibe, but would there be a U2 favorite? What do you think of the band? They're here at the DY Patil in December.
Oh, wow. That is so exciting. Oh, my gosh. I think it's going to be amazing. I knew of U2. I have known of them. I just love that there are so many international acts that are coming into India now, and that just makes me very happy. I wish I was here to see it.
Would there be like a With or Without You? I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Do you know any song of theirs?
With or Without You, of course. You know, it was really funny. When I turned 30, I met Bono, and we were having a conversation, and this is really surreal that they're coming here, where he had said that how much he loved India, and I said that, you know, you must do a show in India. You haven't ever come to the country, and there's so many people who love you and your music. And then he asked me, what is the rock scene like? And I didn't know any like rock scene in India. I got really scared suddenly. I was like, oh no, what do I say? So that time I remember Rock On had released. So I told him, you must watch this movie. It has like Indian rock music. Oh my God. And now I think about that. I wonder if he had, so I sent him I sent him the movie and I wonder if he ever watched it, but it was really, that was my own, I was like, what is Indian rock music? I got so like blank in my head when he asked me about it, but I'm so happy. I hope that somewhere that conversation influenced him.
I'm sure it did. Farhan's got this goofy sense of humor, you know, and I get the feeling that you're the kind of person who'd get it, you know, so.
I love Farhan's sense of humor. Farhan and Zaira actually have the best worst jokes, you know. Their humor is just like puns and like just bad jokes, which are so funny and clever that they're my favorite, both of them. They used to compete on set and we were entertained.
And you would chip in with your own poor jokes or one-liners?
I'm a listener and appreciator of poor jokes. I love PJs. They're my favorite. I think it takes a special kind of cleverness to be able to make them, but I never remember jokes. I always forget them.
And a little birdie tells me that you're a compulsive trailer watcher. I mean, you might not watch films, but you watch trailers. Is that true? And give us the details on that.
I actually didn't realize I did that until I was taking a flight to India with my husband, and he popped over to my seat and he's like, what are you going to watch? I was like, I don't know, I'm figuring it out. And he was writing a script, I remember. And after 1 hour, he popped over again. And I was like, I'm still figuring it out. We landed 16 hours later. And he's like, what movie did you watch? Did you just watch trailers? And I realized that I must have watched like 90 trailers. So I just love watching trailers. I don't know. I think I'm commitment phobic. So committing to a movie is like too long. I have to really, really want to watch it. But I love watching trailers, and ads are my favorite. People usually put ads on mute. I have to watch ads.
So I take it you saw the trailer to Margarita with the Straw and Ammu, both the films that she's made.
I did see trailers of them. In fact, I hadn't seen any of Shonali's work. I just saw Margarita with a Straw a week ago, and it's such a wonderful film. I'm so glad that I did this film with her.
What did you most miss of about 3 years of doing a film? It's last, it's your back career. You're dancing to a Pritham song. You're doing all the wonderful things that you need to do. What did you most miss when you, on your first day back inside and said, this feels like home? What is the stuff that you missed?
I think in Hindi, so I miss speaking in Hindi. That's the only thing I really missed, because otherwise cinema to me is the same everywhere in the world you go. But emoting in Hindi my hands move differently, my body moves differently when I speak in Hindi, when I act in Hindi. So I really realized that I really miss that. This film doesn't have that big set piece dancing and this is not that movie. This is like a cinematic experience, this film. So that I haven't really done, even though there is a dancing song, Pink Gulabi Sky. I love that song. But so that was a lot of fun to dance with everybody and come back and do I hadn't done that for a really long time as well.
I believe the reactions in Toronto were spectacular. Tell us about, journalists are telling me, but I want to hear it from you. How was it when people first saw the film?
The reactions have been overwhelming. So far, everyone who has seen the film has come out and told me how much it's moved them, how much it's touched them, how much it's changed them. Some people have told me that they feel like looking at life differently. And that happens very rarely with movies, And I'm whatever, every film has its own destiny. Whatever happens with the movie now, I've done my best and now it's up to the world and the universe. But I am so proud of this film, and I'm so proud and honored to be playing Aditi Chaudhary.
Fun fact, back in the day I used to do theatre with Sid Roy Kapoor, and I tell Vidya that he's a better actor than her. And I tell the other Kapoors that he's the best actor in the Roy Kapoor family. Wonderful blokes, both him and Ronnie, and you've done a lot of work with them, and you're back, co-producing with RSVP. Just a little bit about Ronnie and Sid.
I think they're the best producers we have in the business from the beginning. I've done fashion with them, Barfi with them, so many movies with them. They are truly creative producers who are all about the vision of the film and giving any movie that they touch the wings for it to fly. And that's all a producer does. People always think it's exchange of money and they're always trying to be miser. Not these guys. These guys are they are creative producers. In fact, even XL Entertainment, I think, has always been ahead of the curve and the best to work with. And I decided to co-produce this. I called Sid myself and I said that, I've never produced a Hindi film. And under their tutelage, I want to learn, because I've done regional cinema and a lot of it so far. But I really want to learn and expand, and they were the best to do that with.
All your fans want to know, last few questions, all your fans want to know, wherefore from here? You're going to do more cinema here. What's happening with 12th Night? This is your first Bollywood film as a co-producer. Are there going to be more on that front, because you've done, regional languages? So wherefore from here?
I don't know. I haven't planned so much. I know I want to do a Hindi film next year for sure, but I have a lot of work up over in America that I've committed to, that I need to get onto as well. But I definitely want to do a Hindi film next year. I'm just trying to figure out what that will be. I don't know which direction it'll be in. So I'm creatively trying to see the only thing I know is any work that I do, I don't know, I've reached a new phase in my life. I want to do something which is immersive. I want to do something where the actor in me feels excited and challenged, and I don't feel like I'm in some sort of hustle or race. I feel blessed to be in a position where I can pick and choose the work that I do, and I want to be able to choose stuff that really moves me as an artist.
So you're back home. What's comfort food? Maa ke haat ka bana hua? What's the thing you go to?
मेरे माँ को खाना नहीं बनाना.
At home.
मुझे भी नहीं आता, लेकिन मेरे cook बहुत अच्छा खाना बनाते हैं. My dad, actually, so funny. My mom got married. My grandfather insisted that my mom doesn't need to go into the kitchen. She should just focus on her studies. So my mom didn't know how to cook, and my dad taught my mother how to cook after they got married, because he liked specific Punjabi khana, and those are my tastes. I love ghar ka khana. I love my bhindi. I love kareli ki sabzi. I love dal. Nowadays I'm eating nachni rotis, which are awesome and super healthy. You guys should try it. But I love rajma, curry, that's my vibe.
Last question. What's a holiday spot that Nick and yourself went to that you'd highly advocate people go to?
Greece. Oh my God.
Mykonos or elsewhere?
Crete. Mykonos and Santorini are great, but they're very touristy. I like to find like private spaces, and Crete is a very, very private island, which is beautiful. Even Italy, for that matter. I shot in Montepulciano, but I went back to Montecillo for a vacation, and it's beautiful. Outside of India, I would say those two places are definitely like quaint, but definitely my big recommendations.
I wish you many more billboards in Times Square. I can't tell you how proud we are of you as doing what you're doing, carrying our flag up high there. Thank you, Priyanka Chopra.
Thank you so much.